Good YouTube, Cardfight King here, Aqua Life Bay. We have my other teammate, Mr. Virgo Durai here, the alcoholic troll, ready to go doing his Pale Moon deck profile like I wanted to do the other day, but Black Steve had some card trouble. So, let's get to the deck profile. He's been doing well with it.
What's up, Durai Academy? It's your boy Virgo Durai. If you don't know who I am, please check me out at youtube.com/Virgo Durai. Alright, so this is a Pale Moon deck profile. So first, we're going to start with the starter. That would be Happiness Collector. Why Happiness Collector? Because you can keep bouncing her back into the soul to activate her skill to draw one card and then soul charge one. In that order, please. Next, I'm running 2 Rainbow Magician. Rainbow Magician just because on hit, he can go back into the deck. Basically, GB trigger before GB triggers. That makes sense? Alright, you got it? Excellent. Alright. 1 random ass draw trigger. Because it's a draw trigger.
Why not? Why the hell not?
Next. More random ass crit triggers. Just 3. 3 random ass. And the reason I say random ass, the deck's not fully complete in terms of the trigger lineup.
Yeah.
And you'll see why coming up next. I'm running 2 of these so far. And the reason I'm running 3 draw triggers as opposed to 2 is because I'm only running 2 of these. These GB crit triggers are good.
We call them Persona crits.
We call them Shut Up Clay. Alright, so most of the GB crit triggers basically allow you to draw a card after pushing it into the soul. The trick is, with Pale Moon, you can keep pulling things out of the soul, which means 1 trigger can equal as many draws as you desire. Next, Poison Juggler. The reason I'm using Poison Juggler is because of the extra 3K. He can take 19K columns to 22, 18K columns to 21. Basically, if you have an issue hitting a magic number, Poison Juggler is the way to go. Next, 4 heal triggers because you don't want to die. Alright? You don't want to die, man. Alright? Alright. Now let's get into the fun part of the deck. First off, 4 Moonlight Tamer Betty. The reason being, for one, she's one of those cards where, if you don't know what she does, when you swing at the Vanguard, or at any card, you counterblast 1, you push the card into the soul and bring out a Magia unit. Now, the tricky thing about her is you don't have to swing at the Vanguard. So you can literally, should the need arise, attack a rear guard, or whatever you decide to do, Vanguard, rear guard, and basically get that counterblast 1 and bring another unit out. Usually you bring out Flying Peryton. We'll get into him later. Next, 2 Masquerade Bunny. Masquerade Bunny, because she is a stride enabler, basically. You drop her, she gains 2 on stride, and also you can use her in case you don't get that Harri that you need. Next, 3 Purple Trapezes. The reason I'm using 3 Purple Trapezes is because 4 tends to be a clog of the deck. So the reason I'm using so many, so little Purple Trapezes is just to ensure that at least 1 gets into the soul and maybe into my hand, and I can make plays from there. Next, 4 Darkside Mirror Master. Darkside Mirror Master is a counterblast relief perfect guard. And Pale Moon counterblast are very heavy. You have Harri, you have the grade 4 Harri, you have Moonlight Tamer Betty, no Anna because this isn't a Silverthorn deck. Well, just to let you know, Cardfight King is a fraud. He's a bad player. Alright, so check that out. Next. I agree. 2 Hell's Gate Magician.
Haters.
Why Hell's Gate Magician? Hell's Gate is a target for Betty. And also, if you decide to call out Hell's Gate with Harry's skill, you get a +5. So you get 2 +5s onto the field. Great. And also, you know, he's a Soul Blast 1, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. But you are allowed to basically Soul Blast your triggers. So, you know, get use out of those dead soul charges that you get. Next, 2 Intensely Spicy Clowns. I originally thought his original...
He is the ugliest card in history.
You are the ugliest human in history. Alright, so Intensely Spicy Clown allows you to... When you're doing all your bringing stuff out of the soul, basically he gains +2K every time a unit is brought out of the soul. So when you're doing all your crazy play stuff, you can leave him on the field. I've gotten him as high as, I want to say 21, I think, on his own. 21. I know I've definitely gotten him 19, so I'm pretty sure I've gotten him 21 on his own. He just makes a column out of nothing. Next, the MVP of the deck by far. 4 Flying Periton. Why is Flying Periton so good? Not broken. The reason Flying Periton is so good, at GB1, if you play him to the field, whether it be by hand or by soul, he allows you to soul charge 1 and then call a unit out of the deck into the, out of the soul into the same column that he is in. So essentially, you know, your ideal play is Harri into Periton into whatever. Usually I go for the crit trigger though on the Lunatech turn, but we'll get into that later. Next up, second MVP, Darkside Princess. The reason Darkside Princess is so good, she is literally for free an extra 5k attack at the cost that you push her back into the soul at the end of the battle that you decided to activate that. Now what's so good about Darkside Princess is she's not a GB. You can activate her if someone is trying to play the grade 2 game. Also, if they're not trying to play the grade 2 game and you just want to be a jerk, you put a 7k behind her, that's 21, that's the damage your opponent has to eat. She is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Alright, next, we're going to go with the backups. I run 2 Miracle Pop Ava, not that I have to or not for any particular purpose, but if I end up having to ride her for most of the game and I'm striding, I will use her Break Ride skill. Her Break Ride skill is still very valuable. You push 2 cards in, bring 2 cards out, and with the purple trapezes, that makes it so you can have a full field. Next up, we have Burst Laugh Dragon. The reason this card is so good, when you play him, you can Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, sorry, I'm stuttering, and you can bring anything out of the soul. And at the beginning of your main phase, you can Soul Charge 1 and bring anything out of the soul, once again. But the thing is, with that skill, 1, it's GB1, and 2, it's very, very, very Magia-ish in that it pushes it in back, whatever you brought out, back into the soul at the end of the turn. Next, in the end of my grade 3 lineup, in the end of my main deck, 3 Masked Magician Harri.
4.
No, it's 3, because that is a different entity.
You know what?
Anyway, shut up, Clay. Anyway, so Masked Magician Harri, what he does, when you stride over top of him, you Counter Blast 1, you get a Soul Charge, and you can bring out anything. Normally, I bring out Periton, because that allows basically for, you know, a free 2 cards out of the soul for 1 Counter Blast, and one of them gets plus 5k when you bring it out. The other cool thing about it is when you're out of options and you're at GB2, Masked Magician Harri essentially turns into Ava, except only doing it with 1 unit. You only bring out 1 unit, you push in 1, bring out 1, and you give it plus 2k. Alright, so that's how that works. The next is the Stride deck. Now, first I run 2 Miracle of Luna Square Clifford, because he's an on-hit. On-hit strides are very dangerous. Generally, your opponent doesn't want to let them hit. What Clifford does, if he hits, he brings out a card from the soul. And that is another attack for you. And because he's not a Magia unit, he is also a plus at the end of the turn. Next, I run 1 Ardor Dragon Master Amanda. The reason being, she does basically the same thing as Clifford, except for she soul charges on hit. She brings the unit out and gives it plus 2k. Now, that's strictly for attack, because at the end of the turn, she's a Magia unit. She puts the unit back. Next, which has to be done, 4 Lunatech Dragon, 2 SP, and 2 regular, because you stride into the SP and flip over the regular. Now what Lunatech Dragon does, he allows for crazy, crazy, crazy turns when used with Periton, when used with Purple Trapezist, or even Betty. Without any GB and Generation Break, he basically gives plus 2k to any unit that comes out of the soul. Now with Hell's Gate Magician or with Harri, that's plus 7k total. Now his Generation Break 3, and if you've been breaking your opponent's hand correctly, as what Pale Moon are supposed to do, he gets an added crit at Generation Break 3, which means you can end the game early. He is a very, very, very strong card. I can't stress enough how great this card is. And last but not least, I only run 1 Dragon Masquerade Harri. A lot of people argue that you can run 2, but Dragon Masquerade Harri is a Counterblast 2 and an already Counterblast heavy deck. You want to save your Counterblast. The cool thing about Lunatic Dragon is he's free. The cool thing about the rest of my entire Stride deck is it's free. My Counterblasts are coming strictly from the deck until I get to Dragon Masquerade Harri, which pushes in 1 card and brings out 3 cards on attack. That's auto. The other cool thing is he has a little added ability that I don't deem necessary, but it's definitely pretty cool, especially when it comes down to the last of the last. If you have 5 units after you've done his skill, your opponent has to push in 2 cards from their field into the soul. Now, they get to choose, so that's always a downside, but you're getting rid of 2 units, so who cares? You know, field control is field control, and even though it's minor, I'd rather have minor than none at all. And that is basically the deck. The main way that the deck is supposed to work, you use your MVP cards, such as Periton and such as Betty, in order to create new and crazy exotic combos. You have to remember that, though, that with Betty, you have to bring out a Magia unit, and that's why I also run I run Burst Rough, and I also run Hell's Gate Magician. Just because they are Magia units, and things happen when these guys come out. Well, not Burst Rush because, you know, he's only on Vanguard. But when Hell's Gate comes out, you know, if you're willing to pay that cost, you can Counterblast 1 soul, charge 1. But the other cool thing about Betty is, like, the main play is if you have this column set up, you swing, you Counterblast 1, you push Periton into the soul using Betty's skill, and you bring Periton back out, you soul charge 1, and you replace Betty with another card. Now, if you're lucky and you manage your soul quite well, you can bring out yet another, and yes, people, yes, another, spoiler alert, doesn't get old anytime soon, yet another Betty. If you can bring out another Betty, you can do it all over again and bring out another card. And then usually you finish it off with a purple trapezes to push in your other column, and that basically makes the more immaculate plays of the deck. Keep in mind that this deck does not focus on Vanguard power nearly as much as it focuses on Rearguard power. Yes, it does. So what you need to make sure that you have your soul correct. Don't be afraid to soul charge. Don't be afraid to move cards from your deck into your soul or even into your hand in certain cases. But do keep in mind that this deck does have the potential to deck out. About as much as Amaterasu had as to deck out in the first format, which was a long time ago. If most of you don't know, please ask somebody in the comments below. But that is the deck. So guys, please do my friend Cardfight King a favor. Like, comment, subscribe. Let them know if this deck profile was helpful to you. Let them know if you have any more questions. I am Virgo Durai. I will answer any of your questions. You can come onto my channel, Virgo Durai, youtube.com/Virgo Durai, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I will answer any and all Cardfight Vanguard questions immediately on Twitter at Virgo Durai. And so that is it. My life is a chip in your pile. I've taken over this channel. Peace out.
I will put all his stuff, his information in the description. Aqua Life, baby, and we're out.
Aqua Life, shit.
Fucking hater.